Hello and welcome to episode number 34 of Creating a Legend. I am the FM novice. Join me today as we can mathematically secure our place in the Ukrainian Premier League for a third straight season. We've had a couple of games since we were last together, so we were together for the defeat against Karpaty where Kravchenko did his party piece and scored either the worst or the best own goal you've ever seen in Football Manager. I'm still not over it and will still be very frustrated by it for many years to come. Then we followed up with another defeat, second defeat in two, and this one was away at Chornomets, and there was another very frustrating game. In those two games, the Karpaty and the Chornomets won, we had one highlight, a free kick in the first game. The opponents had two highlights and scored two goals. So it was an extremely frustrating game where absolutely nothing happened and we lost again. Starting to get a little bit worried. And then we played Zoria and beat them 3-0. Iasa, Muravsky and Kulach with the goals, and that has pretty much guaranteed our survival for another season. I say pretty much guaranteed because we are currently 9 points clear with 3 games to go. Our goal difference is 20 better than Karpaty. So anything out of today's game against Dinipro and we are guaranteed to be in this league next season. And we'll all take that based on how the season started. So this will be the last episode of season number 4. Principally because the other 2 games we've got, there's no real point of showing either of those because that's absolutely nothing to play for. So this will be the end point, and the next episode will be the first episode of season number 5. I have hopefully a busy summer ahead of me. It's only going to be about 6 weeks long, but I hope to be doing a lot of business. And there's 4,500 reasons why I need to get rid of 2 players in particular. Igor Dutz and Rafael Ola, as you can see here, are my highest earning players. They're on £4,500 a week combined, and neither of them are first team regulars for me at the moment. So I need to get them off the wage bill and fast. We are really struggling financially. £2.2 million in debt, and the wages are horrifically bad for a club of our standing. Even though we are generally speaking around the wage budget, we can't afford to do this. We have to find a way of reducing that wage bill, potentially selling players off and bringing some money in, which selling players off is a near impossible job for us. We find it very tricky to get any money in. These 2 guys, Dut's got a year left in his contract, Ola's got 2 years left. Ola has been made available and no one's really been that interested in him. Dutz, please God, can we get something for him? That's about £150,000 until the end of his contract that I'm going to have to pay out to him if he sees out the remaining time of his contract, and that will destroy me. Every other player that is out of contract at the end of the season, that's just my first team. If I include my under-21s and my under-19s, there are quite a few players leaving at the end of the season. That's going to put in about £1,000 a week back into my wage budget. I would imagine it is very unlikely that any of those guys will be replaced. I need to bring in a centre half because Luis is leaving. He's only on loan. Ideally, I'd like to keep him for another season on loan. If not, I'll try and replace him with a loan signing. Other options, I need to strengthen the centre of midfield. I've got no one really that can play the roles superbly well, but they will do a decent job. It's whether they can do me a decent job next season and push the club on. So it's going to be a very tough end of season. It's going to start next season where I'm hoping to do a little bit of business, but I've not got one hand tied behind my back. I've got 2 hands tied behind my back and someone's just chopped off my leg. It's tough, but if it was easy, it wouldn't be fun. So the team for today's game is Eugene Past in goal, back 4 of Timchik at right back, left back is Kravchenko. No own goals today, please, son. Jose Luis and Naraski are my 2 central defenders. In the midfield is young Mikhail Chernik from the right hand side. Left hand side is Alexander Mignov. Midfield trio of Karel Iasa, Sobols, Andrei Skarlosh with Vladislav Kulach up front. What started off as a very poor season has potentially been an okay season as we get to the end as we approach the last right of the campaign. Relegation favourites we were at the start of the season, and we were really struggling for the first month or so of the season, but a change in formation to this 4-5-1 has produced some good results, and we haven't had many defeats in the second half of the season. Had lots of quiet games throughout the first 25 minutes. Nothing much has happened apart from booking from our former player Glushy. Free kick, Popoff to take, plays it down the line to Skobelon. He looks to get the ball in, he does, and it's Costa that scored a goal. I thought for a moment that was Glushy scoring, but it's Costa forcing the ball home. 33 minutes gone. Dinipro are 1-0 up. Not the start we had in mind in this one. Didn't deal with the corner. Didn't deal with the corner at all. It wasn't a corner. Didn't deal with the free kick at all, and he was on hand to put the ball home, which means we were not safe at the moment. Shander flicks it in. Glushy with the header misses the target. That was a chance for him to score against his former club. We're not in this game in any way, shape or form so far as we approach half time. Some sort of fight back in the second half. One downside of this formation is when we do go 1-0 down, we don't tend to win games of football. Pop off, free kick. Off the top of the crossbar. Goal kick. Kravchenko on the ball. Played it back to Past. Heart in mouth every time he plays the ball back to the keeper. Moravsky, oh, what are you doing? Defensive error again. It's going to cost us a win. That is embarrassing from the young lad. He's immediately going to come off just from a fit of anger. Kravchenko's going to come on. The game is lost, so we're not going to get anything out of it now. Oliver's going to come on as well. So triple change early in the second half. Completely outclassed. Not even a highlight go our way. Pretty rubbish live come again. I do know how to pick them, don't I? But it will matter because we're not safe yet. So season defining ending game has not met the season end at all, as a 2-0 defeat is pretty much guaranteed as they mock us in their own penalty box. Long ball forward, Chimchik picks up the ball and it's played inside, and that is a horrifically bad performance from Gelios. 5 bookings, 1 defensive error, absolutely nothing in our favour. It's been a very long day is my disclaimer that I'll put in right now. Despite a horrific performance against Dinipro, we are safe. They can only get 36 points. We are on 38 points now, so we are mathematically guaranteed to be in the Premier League next season, which is fantastic. So that is it for season number 4. I was going to do the Chorn Nummerts game as a double header, but we are mathematically safe, so there's no real point to see that game now. So yes, we are safe. We can start playing towards next season now, and I can spend a bit of time preparing for next season and making sure that we are at least 1 position high at this point next season. So we are going for that promotional, so we are going for that European spot and not having to look down, we're looking up. Certainly from going forward point of view, we need to be looking up and better than down, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Just before we end the episode, it's going to be slightly longer than normal, so I want to say I do apologise for that, but that might not be the right thing to say at this point. Just going to check to see where we are in terms of the list. We are a favoured personnel still. We've been there for a fair few years now, which is a good place to be. Club reputation is 2.5 stars, so we're fairly good now. Yay! We are completely insecure and we have no money, but £3 to get in, that's a bargain. We are favoured personnel, as I say, so a long way to go before we get to that legend status. Icon is the next target. I don't think we can get an icon status into it to win something. But we're going to end it there, so thank you very much for watching. If you've liked what you've seen, please do leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. I've been the FM Novice. I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Have a good evening.